New cameras. Hopefully things look better. Though I'm recovering from sickness, so maybe things won't sound better. We'll see. Hi everyone, it's Clarice. So the other day, I saw an announcement video for a new readathon, and that readathon is called the Slow Readathon, created by Marlene and Lina. I think that's how you pronounce it. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But the main idea of this readathon is to prioritize reading without rushing through the books and without worrying too much about the number of books that we're reading. Because a lot of readathons focus on getting a lot of things read really quickly, when that's not always the best way to go about reading books. And while I enjoy reading lots of books really quickly, sometimes it's nice to be able to slow down. It's nice that people on BookTube have been coming up with readathons that focus on things that kind of go against what you would normally associate readathons with. It's like the Tome Topple readathon, which focused on bigger books, even though people normally try to read shorter books in readathons. And now the Slow Readathon. So I hope that this trend continues and people come up with more unique readathons, because readathons don't need to just be about reading really quickly. Readathons can just be about prioritizing reading in general. So anyway, obviously I'm excited about this readathon, so today I'm going to share with you the books that I plan to read in the readathon. Since it's a slow readathon, I will only be reading 2 books. And the first book that I'm going to mention is the main book that I will be reading for the readathon, and that is Wicked by Gregory Maguire. Wicked is a book that I've mentioned on this channel so many times and keep saying that I'm going to read, but I still haven't gotten around to reading it. It's a book that I read for the first time 5, 6, 7 years ago or something like that. And when I read it, I was way too young for the mature content, I think. I don't think I was able to fully appreciate a lot of it because of my age when I read it for the first time. And I also expected something completely different because it turns out the book is nothing like the musical. So anyway, by reading this book, I'm going to be accomplishing some of the reading challenges for the readathon. The first being to read a book and mark it up. I will be borrowing this book from the library, so I can't actually write on it like with a pencil or a pen because it's not my book. But I will probably be using sticky notes to write down my notes or to highlight things. Next challenge is to create something inspired by the book that you're reading, whether it be a piece of art or a creative video. Coincidentally, I've had this video idea in my mind for a while, and it's a video that I had planned to put up once I got around to reading Wicked. So it's kind of great that this is a challenge for this readathon because it's something I'd actually planned to do. And so just look out for that video. I won't tell you what it is, but I hope you end up enjoying it anyway. Next challenge is to read a book that intimidates you, and Wicked definitely intimidates me. Like I said, I've been planning to read this for a long time, and I still haven't gotten around to it. And that's mainly because, if you may have noticed a while ago, I said that I read it 5, 6, 7 years ago. I didn't know what to say, because I took 2 years to read this book the first time I read it. I started reading it, I was 12 or 13 years old. I finished reading it, I was like 14. As I said, it was just really not what I expected it to be, and it was a lot to take in at the time. And so I'm slightly afraid that now I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna have a really hard time going through it. But no pressure. If I figure out a few chapters in that I do not want to read this book, I can just put it down. But hopefully I will enjoy it because I'm more mature now. I actually love fantasy as a genre now, and I know what to expect. So hopefully I enjoy this book. Next challenge is to reread a book, and obviously I would be accomplishing that through Wicked, because the main reason I want to read it is because I want to be able to compare and see if I'm going to enjoy it now that I'm older and now that I know what to expect, as compared to when I was younger and I expected something completely different. Next challenge is to review a book during the readathon, like to put up a review on BookTube or in a blog. I'm not actually sure if I'm going to get around to this, just because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to finish reading this book before the readathon ends. But I will see. The second book that I plan to read is The Wizard of Oz, and this is mainly to accomplish one of the reading challenges, which is to read a book and then read some secondary literature on it. Technically, I guess Wicked would be the secondary literature to The Wizard of Oz and not the other way around, but for me, I'm just gonna count The Wizard of Oz as secondary literature. It'll be really nice reading Wicked and then reading the story that it was actually inspired by and where the world actually came from. Now, there are 2 reading challenges that I don't think I'm going to be able to accomplish this readathon, and that's totally fine. And the first of those is to do a buddy read. Unless any of you, coincidentally, are planning on reading Wicked or The Wizard of Oz during this readathon, I really don't think I'm going to accomplish this. And the second one is to read a book aloud, which, again, I don't think I'm going to be able to do, mainly because I don't like reading books aloud. I don't think I really gain anything from doing it. I don't feel like I understand the book more when I read it aloud, so I don't think I'm going to do that. But that's it, I guess. Are you planning on participating in this readathon? What are you planning to read? Or did you put up a TBR video that I can check out? Please leave it in the comment section down below. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!